I will, Kevin. I just seen where you shared this out. Thanks, buddy. Let's get my light back on. Eugene, yeah, I'm still on the water. I don't quit, buddy. Clint. Clint, if you want to jump on, I posted the link in the group. I don't know how to add you as a guest, but maybe it'll just give me a notification. I'll stay on for a little while, buddy. I'm going to be out till daylight. Clint, if you want to message Dan and tell him, I don't know if he's seen that was this link or if he thought it was the other one, maybe. And Mike. Eugene, I can show you more fishing, but I don't know about how much more catching. I still haven't caught another fish yet. Yeah, I couldn't believe I caught a lawn chair. That's one of my craziest ones yet.
What's up, buddy?
That get you in there?
You got me.
There you go. That's the first time I ever did that, so it's all new.
No, because I thought you could hear me while I was backstage.
No.
Okay. What's your plans?
I'm just going to fish till daylight.
Same. I paid the boat ramp until 6 p.m. like tonight.
We don't have that here. We don't have to pay the boat ramps.
No, so I could go to public ramps, but this one I just felt it was a bit safer, to park the car and stuff sort of behind the gate.
Yeah, that's been a problem here. Actually, I think it was the last Iron Cat. Yeah, when I got out in it,
Uh-huh.
I got to the boat ramp and there was some people up there that had their converters cut off and stolen.
Oh, damn.
And I got almost to the house, and there was somebody up there right by the house that had theirs stolen the same day.
Wow. Man, did you see I caught that fish like 5 minutes afterwards?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm beating myself up over that leader line breaking.
What happened? Did it get wrapped up or something?
It's been on there about 3 trips, so
Okay.
it was up in the swivel too.
And what pound line do you use for the leader?
That was 50-pound leader line.
Okay.
So it had to just get up in the swivel.
I use the 80-pound. I've never had an issue where I've sort of had any abrasion on it or needed to replace it. I've only replaced it because it got stuck. Like I had to break it off or whatever.
Normally, I replace mine about every 4 or 5 trips.
Okay.
And that's just because, like, my hooks, I replace hooks like every 5 fish most of the time.
Right.
I get it snagged up a couple times, I'll change the hook. So after I do that, it's so short that
I actually want to get a whetstone or something to sharpen the hooks. Because that's something I don't do as well. I don't sharpen my hooks. They just end up, yeah. So what ends up happening is I'll replace the hook with a new one and then maybe lose that one and then come back to the old hook again, which is maybe not sharp. It's a bad practice.
I just continuously save mine up for it. I don't really know why. They just end up in a box on my fishing trip home.
Uh-huh.
I came down here and I baked flathead and it is aggy down here. But
Let me give you a thumbs up on the video. Check some comments here as well. Hey, Eugene. The Chad is in the house too.
Yeah.
The Chad, not the Chad.
The Chad.
The Chad.
This is why I don't like running 50-pound line, because when they snag up, they're in there.
Hey, TSG, yeah, we're gonna. Well, Ryan says he's gonna go to Sunrise. I think I'll do that same. Unless something amazing happens around that time, then stay a bit longer. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
If I get a 60 at Sunrise, I'll stay. I'll stay dark.
That's my downfall, though. If I hook a big fish, I'll stay the whole day, regardless what happens after that.
Yeah. Oh, I hate spawn.
Well, the big one I hooked earlier, the 30-incher, you could see it was a really spawned out male. It had the big puffy lips and mouth, and then the body was all dark.
I got that light set up in front of me now, and it's blinding me.
Dude, I've been blinded the whole night with my light.
I thought about mounting one to the top of my trolling motor.
Yeah, your motor's pretty high, so that'll work.
Yeah, I'm actually going to. It doesn't get white fishing, but it gets crappie fishing or bait fishing.
But the way Stan had it, the way Stan had it like up here above his head, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that, but I guess Uncle Lou's sending me one of those lights. That's pretty cool.
It's strange. I started off with a mix of baits, and then like only the chicken was working for the whole first half of the live, and then all of a sudden nothing on chicken, and they just wanted to chat after that.
I should have brought chicken with me. Is what I should have brought, but
I always have chicken. So like every Friday, if my wife goes to the store, she buys me a big pack of chicken before the weekend.
Well, I didn't need it. I had plenty of bait. Is that somebody on your bridge?
No, it's a boat going past. They just launched.
I can't see the ramp here anymore. I think everybody's gone home.
I've been able to see my truck the whole time.
I could until a little while ago when I got off the stream. I have to where I'm at up here. I can fish here or I can fish down by the other boat and have service. But if I go between the two of them,
and it's funny, there were guys under the bridge fishing from the bank, not catching anything the whole night. They just left like maybe half an hour ago. And they're watching me catch the entire time, and they caught nothing. And they must have had like 8 rods out.
My buddy was here earlier, Ronnie, and he caught a nice flathead right here where I'm at. He was running like, I think he runs 8 rods, and he only caught 4 fish, and he got here the same time I did.
Wow.
But one of his was a nice flathead, so he made up for it, I guess. Flatheads are rare here.
Yeah, we got really good flatheads down here in Houston. And I've only really started to figure them out. Last year I had no idea about them. But this year it's a different story. And I catch more of them on cut bait too. It's not about the live bait for me.
I'm thinking I'm going to go up to the Ohio River tomorrow night and fish an area up there that a lot of people get flatheads out of.
I think I'm going to stop using the Dock Demon now. Change over back to the proper rod.
I was just for the live stream.
Yeah, I was just having fun with it.
I'm thinking about switching up my suspended rods, different rods. I've had several takedowns on them that didn't hook up, which I've got circle hooks on with looking for 20-inch fish too. So,
what's your rods? You got the Muddy River Catfish rod, and
yeah, I've got 2 Blue Cat rods. 2 of the flathead rods, and 2 of the ones he calls rods. They're like they're almost the equivalent to like an ugly stick in a way. They're tough. I ran over them with the truck the other day. Still good shape. So
well, that's good.
I backed over all 6 of my rods the night before a tournament with Mike.
I'm forbidden from buying new rods again.
My reel, they didn't fare so well. I lost a couple of reels in that deal, but it just so happens that all 4 of the reels I'm actually using right now are the Lew's reels, but the other 2 rods, they have Abus on them now.
Okay.
I didn't have anything against it. Liked the Lew's, and then when I got all new rods, I wanted to have matching reels, so I just went and got all new reels.
Yeah, after I got these Cast King capstans, I just fell in love with the low profile.
I'm looking at those really hard.
The big thing about them is that 35 pounds of drag. There's no reel that's stronger than that.
Do you have the 300 series?
The 300, yeah. And I got a fish. There you go. You got a fish on your live stream.
Got my live stream.
You would have counted too.
Have you entered any of your fish you've caught in the tournaments?
Just the last one. Because the first couple of fish, I forgot the identifier. This is a channel. And then the others, I just didn't bother.
I've been bait fishing this week just with men and floats, and I've caught and didn't have my board with me.
There he is. Whoop. There he goes. He gone.
Yeah, the first one I caught tonight, I was going to put on the board for the tournament. I got it on the board and grabbed my phone, and it
flopped off.
Kayak Mike's whooping us off now.
Has he gone home? What is he doing?
I don't know. I figured he might jump on, but I don't know how to send him the link while I'm on the stream.
Okay, I can do that. I can send it to Dan and Mike.
You can send it to Stan if you want to.
Yeah, I think Dan is still fishing with Stan.
Yeah. I can't believe Dan whooped us again.
And he's not even on the James.
Yeah. Actually, he's talking about the Appomattox River. I actually worked in Appomattox, Virginia once.
Uh-huh.
I'm happy I got my phone situation figured back out.
Oh, how did you? Because the port got wet, right? The charging port.
Do what?
The charging port got wet, right?
Yeah, it got wet because my phone overheated and I stuck it down in the cooler with my bait and then got the charging port wet. And iPhone has a protector in it that won't let it charge once it gets wet.
Uh-huh.
I ended up cutting a little piece off the bottom of my shirt and taking the back side of a hook and sticking it up in the port and drying it back out. I've sacrificed more for less.
Yeah, I just decided to buy a cheap phone as the streaming phone.
Is that the one you gave?
What's that?
Is that the same phone you got away on your channel?
No. So I got it's called a Poco X3. It's not very cheap. It's like $250. But compared to a Samsung or an iPhone or something like that, it's relatively cheap.
It's cheaper than the 1100 that I think she gave for my phone.
That's a good phone too. I actually wouldn't mind using it as my main phone.
I knew it was going to be slow here.
We've got 9 awesome people in the chat. At 3:30 Eastern. That's cool. It's 2:20 here. 2:30.
Mr. Duggar. I don't know how they pull up who's in the chat. That's kind of the reason I wanted to do this.
That's why I like to have my other phone separate, so I can watch YouTube separately.
I was going to do that and bring. I've got an old iPhone. I think I can use the same iCloud information on both phones and make it work that way.
And you could just have the SIM card in the one, and then hotspot from that one to your streaming phone.
Yeah, that would possibly work too.
That's what I'm doing right now. Just making hotspot with the one here.
Oh.
Fish?
No, snagging up. It's really snaggy down right now.
I'd love to drag more, but that's just my biggest fear, is just getting snagged too much. And I fish downtown in the Buffalo Bayou mostly, and it's shopping carts and wire fences and all sorts of nonsense. It's just snag heaven.
It's not bad here. I mean, I think I've been snagged up 3 times tonight, and they've all came out. Every one of them's came out, or I pulled whatever it was up. But now I tried dragging with before I started using these Sandy drifters. I was trying to drag with point sinkers, and I stayed.
I just got too stuck in my ways following Justin Johnson. You know, the way he suspends all the time. That's basically what I do. I just followed what he did.
He drags very rarely. You'll see him drag.
Yeah.
It's not very often.
I think the suspending works for me, and I don't mind. I'll sit the whole day in one spot. I don't care. I'll wait it out.
See, I suspend drifted for like a year before I started trying to drag baits, and it worked. You know, I was winning regional tournaments, suspend drifting all the time. And then actually, Jimmy hit me up and wanted to know, you know, if I ever drug baits or drifters, and I'm like, not really. He's like, well, let me send you dragging come and see what you think, and we'll go from there. So the next trip I went out, I started dragging, but I was trying to use those points. I stayed snagged up, and then when I got his sinkers in the mail, I don't hardly ever snag here. But my hookup ratio and my catch ratio both went way up.
I haven't had mosquitoes all night, and now they're coming out for the first time.
Ours went away, but there's kind of like a fog coming off the water now. I think it's knocking them down some.
Okay.
Mr. Duggar wants to know, Clint, do you fish Brazos?
I fish the Brazos. I fished the Brazos a couple of times, but it's extremely muddy. It's this thick, sludgy red sand kind of mud, and it's just a utter mess to clean the kayak after going down there, because most of the boat ramps have that mud sludged up quite high up on the ramp.
Yeah.
And I just don't like to waste my time afterwards getting and it's a very sticky mud. It's not like you can just wash it off with a hose. It gets caked on like solidly. It's bad. There's big fish down there, big blues, big flats, massive alligator gar.
That's what I want to catch. I've never been anywhere to catch an alligator guard. I want to catch one.
My biggest was on the kayak. It was a 6-footer. And then one of my buddies here, he's caught a 200-pounder. Twice, actually, 200-pounders.
From a kayak?
No, from the bank.
Okay.
Man, if he caught that from the kayak, it would have been the ride of his life.
Yeah. I watched a video here a while back. A guy caught a sailfish. They like took their kayak and loaded them on a boat, and
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a 400-pound fish or something.
Yeah, it drug him like 5 miles or something.
Yep.
I want to go to Spain and try to catch Wales catfish too. I think that would be a cool trip.
Have you seen them being caught on lures, like top water as well? You can.
Yeah, I've seen those videos where they're doing it like a musky lure, and you see the fish, and they're just doing the figure 8,
like a big swim bait on top of the water.
Yeah. I can't remember Yozuri or something. Is this guy?
Oh, yeah. He's the main dude. Don't know. Is he Russian or something?
I don't know what he is. I think he speaks Spanish or German.
Spanish or Italian.
Yeah.
I think it's Italian, actually. Just the name sounds Russian.
He catches a lot of big fish.
Well, he's the world record holder, isn't he?
I'm thinking so.
Those fish are like 200 to 300 pounds.
Yeah, I can't even remember what the record is on them. It's ridiculous. I'm wanting to say 340 something, but I don't know.
I think I've got a fish. Oh, he let go.
I just marked one, but that don't mean anything. I've only seen like 4 fish on all night.
So many years ago, I went fishing in Zimbabwe, which is a country just north of South Africa, if people don't know. And we basically fished just off of Lake Kariba in a place called Malabizi. And they have what they call the Vundu catfish. So it's sort of a Wells crossed with the African sharp-toothed catfish. And it gets not as big as the Wells, but it's it can probably reach about 150 pounds. And then the aggressiveness is through the roof. Super aggressive fish. They use whole chickens to catch them. Dan the man. Dan the champ.
What's going on, guys?
Champion Dan.
I'm heading home.
Oh, y'all leaving?
Yeah. For us, it's there's nothing going on but tiny fish for us.
It just takes one bite.
Yeah, I can wait a week or two and tear them up. You guys catch anything else in the past half hour?
I got a channel.
Yeah, Clint got one. I've had one bite since I went out of the Iron Cat.
Oh wow. Staying out all night?
Do what?
Staying out all night?
Yeah,
probably.
I'm gonna go get some sleep.
I think I'm going to go tomorrow night up to the Ohio River.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be doing the Iron Cat boat with Paula.
Well, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh man, she's a ball once you get around her. We had a blast at Catapalooza.
Yeah, I think you're having a good time at the conference.
Her husband Ken actually used to be a game warden there in Tennessee. He is extremely knowledgeable.
So this evening was the first time I've ever seen a game warden in Texas. First time ever. And they came and asked me for my fishing license and those sort of things. I've never ever in a year and a half been approached by a game warden or even seen one.
Except Alabama, right?
Yeah, Alabama was my first one and last one.
Oh, so y'all remember I got the ticket for the numbers on my kayak, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
How about that? I forgot about that court date. It was Zoom court.
Zoom court.
I was supposed to have been in court.
Whoops.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, and I'm on probation, so that was I'm like, I'm going to go to prison over this. And I'd already paid it, and all that. What they did was they made me put my numbers on, and they told me if I put the numbers on and paid $50 to a youth fishing program they have down here, that they would throw it out in court. But I still had to go to court for them to do that. I paid the $50, got the stickers put on, sent them that proof, but forgot the court date.
Oops.
Yeah. I freaked out, man. I called like 17 people trying to get a hold of that one woman. And when she finally called me back, she's like, oh, yeah, they just dismissed it. Like 2 hours. But that was the first time I've seen a game warden here in like years. We had a local conservation officer here. He's one of my neighbors at my house, but they moved him out toward Kentucky Lake. Now we don't even have one.
I think the reason I haven't seen is because I fish in an area where there aren't any boat ramps. So there are no boats on the bayou. Because I drag my kayak down the bank and just launch where I want to. So there's nobody else for them to chase.
I can't imagine dragging that Hobie. No thanks.
It's not that bad with the wheels.
Yeah.
I dragged that new canoe up at the Ohio River, one of the boat ramps up there. They don't really keep it up very good. And the river had came up like 30 feet and dropped back down. And so the boat ramp had like a foot of mud on it all the way to the top. And I dragged my kayak down there and went back to the truck and carried all my gear down to the kayak. And it wasn't that bad. It was like a foot deep mud all the way, like 100 yards. Got done and went back. That's when I learned that kayaks don't slide on mud. It just sticks to the bottom.
Sticks to it. Yep.
Yeah. I took the pro angler across the beach one time, and that was enough for me.
I have like so much food with me, and I haven't eaten anything yet. Just been drinking coffees and Gatorades. Had like 2 Twinkies.
I don't really bring much with me when I come. I'll stay out here 18 or 20 hours and eat cheeseburgers before I come, and then eat something on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all I do is eat out there all day. It's probably why I need to buy 2 new sets of pants.
I think the not needing to eat comes from ultramarathon days. I used to run races that were like 12 hours on the road kind of thing. And all there is to eat is sort of like snack food, chips and peanuts and salty stuff, jelly babies, jelly beans, stuff like that.
I go through spells where I'll eat, and then I go through spells where I don't hardly eat nothing. Just like one meal a day does me.
Uh-huh.
I kind of got ruined on food altogether when I was doing powerlifting stuff. Put me on 1,000 calories, and that ain't like chocolate cake calories. That's like eating food calories. I hated food. I hated anything to do with it. You still run and swim, Dan?
A little bit. They keep letting me push my races back a year and a year and a year. There's one I signed up for in 2019. I'll probably do in 2022. So until that gets closer, I don't know. This is way more fun right now.
Well, I stopped all of that when I got a kayak. Because when I moved here, I bought a bicycle and I was actually going to do a couple of races. I was training for them. And then I started fishing. I was like, you know what? Screw the cycling.
Yeah.
Mr. Duggar says, ask if you fish Peyton Creek. Clint.
Peyton Creek, I've not heard of it actually. So
he says there's monsters in there.
I'll check it out. Is it close to Houston? I don't know. I don't like to drive more than 2 hours, but there are a couple of places 4 hours away that I need to try. Tawakoni, places like that. Never been.
So my side image, and I have on one side of it has been black all night. Like it ain't showed mark or anything. It's just been black from the.
You have your zoom messed up? Might be zoomed way in or zoomed way out.
No, it's set the same on both sides. Like the left side's working fine, but the side's just black.
Say again, is that on your fish finder? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, it's the side imaging on my fish finder. The left side of my screen is solid black.
Okay.
But the other side's working fine.
I have -5 experience on side imaging. Never used one.
It's never been this way before till tonight when I put in. I noticed it. I just wonder if I may have done something to my transducer because the transducer mounts in the hole under the kayak. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuff like that. Next time you power it up, it'll probably go back to normal.
Yeah.
Did you cycle the power?
I turned it off and back on, but I haven't unhooked it and hooked it back up.
Okay. Maybe unplug the transducer cable as well. Could have static.
All right, boys. Well, I'm getting close to home and I'm crawling in bed.
All right. Congratulations.
All right, dude.
Buddy.
Congrats, buddy.
Good work tonight. Go catch a monster.
Take it easy.
All right, later.
Bye.
That was the problem, Clint.
It was, right?
The transducer, the cable on the transducer.
Probably build up static in the cable. Interference.
I just unhooked the cable and plugged it back in and it was fine.
There you go.
I might need to put some of that dielectric grease in there. So something I learned tonight that I thought was kind of weird was pretty much all the way across the country is in spawn right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like it hit all at once for the whole country. I was thinking that, like, you know, where you're farther warm up quicker, your fish would spawn earlier.
But we had so much weird weather, starting with the freeze that happened in February. So the waters got way colder than they were supposed to be. So it delayed things for a couple of weeks. And then with all the rain we've had the last month, it's just made everything haywire. And now the temperatures are 80, so even the flatheads are spawning now. My buddy caught a couple of flatheads the other night, and they've all got the bite marks on the bodies.
Oh, yeah. It's like our channel cats and blue cats and everything spawning all at the same time. You know, usually your channel cats will go on, and then your blue cats,
right,
and then your flatheads, but they just all went at the same time. Two Stan says his kayak is a 14-foot John boat. Mr. Duggar says he's from
Brazoria.
Brazoria. Cool. Do you watch Milliken on YouTube?
No, I haven't watched Milliken.
He's like the #1 bass guy on YouTube right now. He's got like 500,000 subscribers.
Okay. Yeah, I went off bass fishing a long time ago. Ever since I discovered catfishing, I haven't looked at anything else, to be honest.
That's exactly what happened to me. I was a bass tournament angler until I discovered catfishing, and then I'm like, oh, this is better. Way
better. I don't know. There's just something special about it. It's I can't explain it actually.
It's
It's
zero
very
to
special.
in just a second. You know what I mean? Like you're just chill. You may wait 3 hours on a bite and nothing happening, and you're just as calm and relaxed, and nothing going on.
And then you get a monster.
Yeah, that 40, 50-pound fish slams that rod, and your adrenaline goes straight up all at once.
Yep. I mean, you watch videos about bass fishing, and let's say it's a 6-7 pounder, the guys still flip it onto the boat like it's nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, I mean, I guess it is fun, but it can't compare. Can't compare to a 50-pound fish.
Oh, it does not.
And then when I caught those 6-pounders, when was it? It's probably about 2 months ago, suspending chicken. I was like, you know what? This bass fishing will never ever be for me.
I've got thousands of dollars of bass gear sitting in my den that over a year.
But in South Africa, if you aren't a bass fisherman and you're catching carp or barbel, which is the African sharptooth catfish, you're not seen as a fisherman. You're seen as, you know, lower class kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's changing now, but back in the day, you know, bass was it.
Mr. Duggar says he watches Cole Skull and the Wizard Zark. That's Zark is on Milliken's channel a lot. I watch Pig Patrol too. That's the one they call Porn Stash.
Oh, TY Pig Patrol.
No, that's a different one.
So that dude gets. So if his video lands, 2 hours later he has like 100K views.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And I don't know, I can't figure that out. You know, he doesn't catch anything monstrous half the time. All he catches is gar, but I think it's people relate to him because they're fishing the same way he is.
Right. Well, it's like 618 fishing as well.
Yeah.
He's not catching monsters at all. Most of the time it's actually very small fish. But his editing and the way he just puts it together, and he keeps it very consistent every video. Yeah, people latch onto that, and yeah, I mean, he's also getting hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah, and he's like I said earlier, he's doing the same thing most of your people out fishing are. You know, they're bank fishing, they're going to spillways, they're going to ponds,
spillways and stuff like that.
But the TY Pig Patrol, he's from down in your area somewhere, ain't he?
Yeah, he is.
I think he's a little closer to the Gulf. I know he goes to fishes for redfish a lot.
Well, I'm only an hour away from the coast. Actually, less, probably about 40 minutes. The closest spot.
Eugene, yeah, I'm that way. I've spent the last. I just took a break from catfishing, basically. Well, I took a break from tournaments and happened to start catching crappie when I was out play fishing. I'm actually editing a video, working on it now. It'll be my first video with my GoPro. We went and caught suckers and carp and did a camping trip up in Indiana on the river.
Have you stopped using that camcorder that you bought?
I've never made the mount for it for the Hobie.
Oh, okay.
I need to do that, and
I'll show you what I've done with mine. It costs like $30 to make the whole thing.
That's the one thing about that camcorder. It's kind of heavy. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the little small cameras like Justin uses and GoPros or anything like that.
Right.
It
Yeah,
weighs.
because I was using one like that. Well, not like that, but around the same size before. But yeah, it's obviously much heavier than a GoPro.
What I like about it is once you set it up and you get it set up, you can actually see what you're recording.
Yeah. Yeah, you flip that little screen around.
Yeah, you just flip the screen around and you can see exactly what you're recording.
So I use the XTU camera. It's like a knockoff GoPro 9. So it's got the little front screen as well. So you just push the button and it flips the screen around as well, so you can see what's on the screen. It's quite nifty.
Now there's some people that live stream with their GoPro.
Yeah, you can.
On.
Yeah. I still prefer to use a good phone for that.
Dan White said, "Hello, I found you. I'm glad you found us."
Didn't know we were missing.
I didn't. Oh, man, I missed one.
Oh man. I just got a mosquito bite right between the eyebrows.
I moved over into water. I'm gonna try.
I think I'm gonna do the same. I'm in currently 20 feet of water, then just the other side of the bridge it drops to 40. Maybe they've moved along. Let me try that.
From 7 to 18. Eugene, I'd say there's not. It was weird. As soon as it got dark, they quit biting here. Which that hour right before dark and right after dark's always the highlight of the day anyway.
Yeah, that was opposite for me. The later it got, the better it got.
How many did you end up catching throughout the stream?
I think it was like 8. They were just timed correctly.
Yeah, that's what I started. I mean, I actually caught, I think, 7 and was on for what, an hour and a half, 2 hours less.
Uh-huh.
Losing that one, man, that God, that kills me. You was the same way. You lost that one right at the kayak.
Oh, dude. And it was a good takedown. When he took it down, I thought like he was solidly hooked. And then he fought a good while, and then when he came up on the surface, he basically just threw the hook.
You probably wouldn't have even been able to get that one to have it. I have landed several since I started using this net that have spit the hook right in the net, though.
I haven't used the net in months. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay, buddy. Eugene, now would be your best time to learn how to throw a cast net, buddy. Look up Hagen Grubbs. He's got some good videos. That's actually who I watched. I watched one of his videos when I was learning how to throw them. I'm using the shad and bluegill.
I could do with some bluegill right now.
I went out yesterday after work and caught like 40 or 50.
I still think that's the best all-round bait. If you could choose like one thing, it'll be bluegill. Again, it depends where you are.
In the summertime, I like bluegill for bait. In the wintertime, I like shad better.
Right.
I mean, I'll use. Eugene, I don't like to freeze shad. I mean, I do, and I do use them in emergency situations when that's all I've got, or if it's 20 degrees outside and I don't want to throw the cast net and get wet, I will use frozen shad, but it's normally not by choice. I actually prefer to keep them alive if I can. Clint, you guys probably got some big gizzard shad down there, don't you?
They're just hard to find. They are big ones, but they're not. It's not as big as you guys have.
Here they get up. You'll get some sometimes, but you get up on the Ohio River.
Oh, there's a fish. And that's came off. Story of my night.
Yeah, I got a buddy. That's all he uses is golden shine. And thanks for jumping in, Stephen Corley.
Hey, Stephen Corley, what's up?
So you got any ideas on how to keep a phone cool in the heat?
Make some shade for it. I don't know.
Well, I had mine covered up with my shirt. I had my shirt wrapped around it.
So this phone that I bought, and I bought it specifically for streaming, right? Not just because it has a big battery and those sort of things, but it actually has a copper tubing built into the phone for cooling purposes. So it's got like an active cooling system to keep it under control.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep. I've been lucky with my cameras because there's X2U cameras as well. I keep them plugged in for the entire day. So I've got the two. I've got the one in the front, the one in the chest. And I have a battery pack in my PFD pocket and then a battery pack in the hatch of the kayak and wire them up.
That's what I GoPro.
And I run them 12 hours straight without ever overheating. Every single time. And yeah, Houston heat, right?
Do they have built-in batteries like a GoPro or removable batteries that you can take out?
Yeah, but I keep them in. Even with them in and plugged in, they never overheat.
No kidding. See, I bought the GoPro Silver, and I didn't know it when I bought it, but the batteries don't come out on them.
Oh, man.
But it will run while it's charging with the battery in it.
With the battery in.
Yeah, the other GoPros won't do that. The blacks won't do that. I just want 150-pound fish. That's it.
The takedown I just had was half decent.
That last blue I caught, man, rod, it was just like a 20-inch fish, 21-inch fish. Yeah,
traffic is.
Taylorsville Lake. That's normally where I fish, is right here on this lake. But I do fish the Ohio some, and I'm wanting to get up to a place called Wheelgreen Lake. It's supposed to have pretty good blue cats in it. Dan, I just use mine about 3 times a week. It don't get stiff. Neither of us really live stream a whole lot. I'm just starting to learn how to live stream. This is like my third time going live, something like that. Clint, you've done it what?
My own live streams I've only done 2 or 3 times actually, and then I did the Whisker Derby. I sort of prefer the event style thing, but that doesn't help my own channel. My own watch time.
Yeah, if I could get on them like DMV and them guys up there on the Potomac, that catch 30, 40, 50 fish a night sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it, but this is what you do most nights right here. It's hard to keep people's attention, catching a fish every couple hours or every 3 or 4 hours. Unless you're Kevin, and then you can do it and just sing to everybody.
But the people enjoy each other's company in the chat as well. That's the other thing.
I can't believe there ain't anybody out here on the lake tonight. Usually there's 700 noodles lined up down this bank. Just drifted. Like there'll be 3 or 4 guys over here on this one bank running noodles. They'll have 50. It looks real pretty. With their 700 glow sticks lined up down through there. Cool. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, Chunky goes live quite often, Eugene. Oh, the moon's starting to come up. Maybe that means the fish are going to bite.
As long as it's not a full moon.
No, it's like barely.
I think it's waxing still. Yeah, it's approaching new moon, I think.
Yeah, it's barely like a quarter. Which I normally don't pay attention to that. Some of my best nights have been on a full moon. I'm like Richard Jenkins. I just can.
I'll be back in a while.
All right, buddy. Yes, Stan, I can't keep up with who shows when. I think it's Palmetto on Sunday, you on Sunday morning, and then is it Palmetto on Sunday night? And then I think Mark is live on Monday. I can't keep up with it. Yeah, Big Mike's a pretty cool guy. I met him at the Catapalooza. Stan Day. What's up, Wandering Fisherman? Mike, I've been down there, but it's been a while. Yeah, and then what is it? Thursday, you got the Chad and the bait shop. Time got me and Clint both, actually. We both timed out. I was in the 3rd round. It was actually me and Kayak Mike and Hooks and Hammocks all went out at the same time. Or no, me and Kayak Mike and Stan went out at the same time. Yeah, and Chris Flores goes live quite often too. His is usually during the daytime though. Yeah, Stan, is that on Thursday night? Yeah. Yeah, Stephen, I'm the same way. It's either work or I'm fishing and don't have enough service to watch. If I catch it, I'll turn somebody's stream on a lot of times, even if I'm just going to bed. Like Stan's, when I get home in the morning, he'll probably be live, and I'll just turn it on, even if I'm not watching, just to give him the watch time and stuff. All right, buddy. We'll see you later, Steven. I'm going to move back up to where I was at least getting bites at.
Okay.
Yeah, Alicia, I'm almost back with a big stick up in the middle of Van Buren now.
How far are you traveling, Ryan?
About another 300 yards or something.
Okay. I'll probably call it a night soon.
I'll probably give it about another 30 minutes up here. If I don't get anything by then, I'm about done. That fog, I'm getting wet. It's getting cold. It sounds bad to be complaining about getting cold and it's 60, and that we were out here a month ago freezing to death and it's 30. Do you know if Mike went in or not, Clint?
No, I don't know. I don't know what Mike did. I think he's gone home.
That lake he's fishing up there, man, it's a good little lake.
Well, it's quality channels coming out of there.
I've been up there twice, and both times I've had one over 31 inches both trips.
Nice.
I just don't like that 2-rod limit that they have up there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've got a 4-rod 100 hook limit.
I've never looked it up, but I don't think there's a rod limit at all here in Kentucky. Mike Turner 712's in here. I think we have the police at the boat ramp. I see blue lights.
Blue Light Brigade.
I saw a high-speed pursuit come through this boat ramp once, and what's crazy about it, at the end of the dead-end road, like the road comes into the boat ramp, water. The parking lot's off to one side. This guy came in, pulled into the parking lot like he was going to go around it. The cop went to go the other way and block him off. He backed up, back down the boat ramp, and took back off out of there.
He probably planned it. He knew what he was doing.
It was a pretty slick move if he planned it. Yeah, Jay Fox, I'll be down that way. I think it's the 9th, fishing with Paula Smith. I can't remember the name of the town she lives in down there.
All right, dude, I'm calling it a night. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. Thanks for jumping on.
Bye, everybody in the chat. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you, Mike. No, I think it was a bow deletion. They're all Dan. I don't even know how to say that, Dan. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make this pull, guys, up to where I run out of this little flat thing right here, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I did, Dan. I did better than I expected to. I honestly told every one of them I expected to come out and get skunked tonight. So I stayed in till the end of the third round. Stan. Yeah, it didn't go long. I think it went about another 2 hours after I got out, Dan. Yeah, Dan, it happens to all of us, buddy. The more you fish, the more you catch, though, is my opinion on it. Time on the water. Yes, Dan. If I'm not fishing, I'm studying fishing, prepping for fishing, thinking about fishing, looking at lake maps before I go fishing. Looking back through my notes. I mean, I've got notes of every trip I've made for the last year and a half that document everything from water temperature to the date to barometric pressure, how many fish I caught, how big they were. Post front, pre front, the middle of a front. I write all that down every trip. I appreciate that, Stan. I'm really new to this. I've only been catfishing like almost 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, right at it. And to be honest with you, most of what I've learned from YouTube. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm headed to the house. Get these rods rolled up and head in. I'm about 30 yards from the end of my drift right here. I was going to stay until after daylight, but it just ain't. Staying we have to be if we want to win, buddy. All right, Dan, we'll see you later, buddy. I'm going to get these rods rolled up. I'm going to head in myself, guys. Appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out. Maybe next time I'll catch some fish for you.